Well, great morning, Facebook friends. Welcome to another episode of A Daily Dose of Donnie. It's a great morning to be alive. I'm happy this morning, excited about life. Things are going great. Uh, this morning we're going to talk about living an extraordinary life and how I do that. So, the very first thing you have to do to live an extraordinary life, and everybody wants to live an extraordinary life. Well, the first thing you have to do is decide. You have to decide. See, we get stuck in wishing and hoping and dreaming, and none of that produces an extraordinary life. You have to decide. And then once you decide, you have to go out and do the things necessary to have that extraordinary life. One short thing, you have to excuse the handheld. I'm a little bit new at this, so the shaking, I'll get it straightened out, but just bear with me. But again, decide what you want. You have to decide. You can't wish, you can't hope, you can't dream. Those things just don't get you an extraordinary life. Now here's the second thing you got to do. This one gets people shook up here. You must take responsibility. Take responsibility for what? For everything. Take responsibility for everything. Now, don't get responsibility confused with blame. I'm not talking about blame. I'm talking about responsibility. I'm not talking about whose fault it is. I'm talking about responsibility. If you take responsibility for everything, then you can take charge of your life. You have to take control of your life. As long as you're going around blaming some person or blaming a situation or blaming a company or blaming God or blaming the devil or blaming anything other than yourself, you're not taking responsibility. Let me give you an example. I go into a restaurant. I'm excited, nice restaurant, I'm ready to eat. And the waitress comes up, we start placing our orders, and obviously this waitress is in a bad mood. So now, I can either deal with her bad service, or I can take responsibility. Now obviously, it's not my fault that she's in a bad mood, but if I want to enjoy my meal, I figure it's my responsibility to help her get out of the bad mood. So here's what I do. I look at her name tag, and let's just say her name is Lois. I say, oh, wow, Lois, I just remembered my friend recommended me to come to this restaurant and to ask for you as a waitress because he says that you're the best waitress that he's ever had, and to make sure that I tip you really good. Now, what do you think happened to Lois at that point? Well, now she thinks she's going to get a good tip. How do you think my service was from there on out? It's the best service I ever had. All because I took responsibility for Lois's attitude. It wasn't my fault that she was in a bad mood, but it was my responsibility to make sure that I had the experience that I wanted to have. You have to take responsibility. See, if you blame other people, then you have to wait for them to change. And here's the deal. Most people are not going to change just to suit you. People aren't going to do things the way you want them to do it. It's just not going to happen. Not your husband, not your wife, not your best friend. They're not always going to do things the way that you want. So you have to take responsibility for everything in your life, because taking responsibility means taking control. I'm responsible for my happiness. I'm responsible for my health. I'm responsible for my financial situation. Everything that you have and don't have, it's your responsibility. And until you decide to take responsibility for it, it's not going to change. It's just not going to change. See, I made a decision a long time ago that I was just going to be happy. Period. I'm going to be happy. It doesn't make any difference what goes on around me, what other people say, what other people think happiness is supposed to be. It's up to me. It's up to me. Guys, life is great. Life is extraordinary. Look around. Go outside sometimes. Get out in nature. Look at how amazing things are, how lucky you are to be here. It's just a great time to be alive. And it's a great morning. And it's a great day. It's a great life. Live it the way you want to live it. Don't let other people decide how your life is going to be. Don't let situations decide how your day is going to be. I never have a bad day. Never. Never. Someone asked me one time about that. I said, well, I have bad moments, but I never, ever have a bad day. And I will never have a bad day. Why? Because I decided. Make a decision. Make a decision today that you're going to be happy for the rest of your life. It'll be the best thing that you ever did. For now, it's Donnie. We'll catch you tomorrow. And it's a great day to be alive. We'll see you tomorrow on a Daily Dose of Donnie. Have a great day.